Okay, so while the wind is busily raging on outside, let's go ahead and start digging into my pile of computers over here that I need to deal with. I think we're going to start with that one right there. Now, some of you will know that this past Hamfest 2022, I picked up an HP Vectra VL Series 5 133 from Weasel 2HTM. It looks basically exactly the same as this one. This is not that machine. This is yet another one, because good things always come in pairs, you see. This one actually has a working power switch. Doesn't actually really say anything on it, but you can see the little Pentium sticker there. Pentium MMX, designed for Windows 95. The system was at work. You can see how clean it is. I saved it from the brink, and it was going to get used in a clean room environment, which is why it's so clean, because it cleaned it off and got all the dirt out of it. Again, at least as best as you can. I mean, it's been sitting around for a while, but it turns out the system's too fast to be used for most anything that was in there, and the one thing that it would have actually worked for, I'd already replaced that, so this ended up falling to the sideline, and most recently, most of that equipment, I mean, I've changed departments since then, so I no longer work for that particular section of work. They were retired, or they're retiring their older equipment, and this ended up becoming surplus, so I saved it, because again, it seemed like it was too nice to just let it disappear. And then, of course, I learned of Weasel 2HTM's machine. I'm going to have to see if I can get the cover off of this. I remember this being a major pain. Of course, it might not even be on. Might not even be locked at all. But let's go ahead and flip it around here, hopefully without scratching the computer underneath it, because I really prefer that not happen. You can see the key lock, which is fortunately in the unlocked position. There's some things down there. I don't really know what those are. There's your expansion slots. There's nothing installed. Parallel. One serial port. A single USB port. Second serial, PS2, and VGA. And then there's your power supply connection. I'm going to go ahead and pop the cover off and we'll take a look inside. Okay, there it is with the cover taken off. Did not want to come off, I'm telling you what. So we can take a look inside. Unfortunately, the lighting's probably not the best for this. I think UXW Bill actually made a video of one of these. Basically exactly the same systems. So I might link to that, and you might get some more information from that video than you'll get from this, because I'm not going to go too in-depth with history and other things about this machine. See, it's missing one of the screws, because it uses these dumb torque screws that HP was so fond of. I don't know what speed optical drive this is. It looks like it's the original. That's definitely the original floppy drive. I do have the original hard drive, at least what I think is the original hard drive, which I'm actually going to put back, because I don't think that drive has ever been formatted, whereas this one's got DOS 622 on it, because again, it was going to be used for a piece of equipment that used DOS. Some of you are probably looking at this thing, wondering what this is, so we could take a quick peek. Looks like a memory module. Don't remove this module unless a PCI card is installed. So I don't know if it's actually memory, or if it's a terminator of some kind. I'm not entirely sure. It might actually be the video memory for this system, or at least part of the video memory, although I thought for sure that this would have video memory chips on board. Yeah, it does. And it looks like it's even been expanded. This power supply just kind of lifts out. Lifts up and out, and that'll reveal quite a bit more of the system here. There's some power supply wiring right there. And I don't know where the other one goes. It goes somewhere in that mess over there. There's a CPU, socket 7. I believe that's what that is. Yeah, that's socket 7. Standard stuff. That is an extremely large battery. What is that? Rayovac. Is that a 2325? Is that what that says on it? There is some dirt in this because, like I said, it was sitting around for a while after it was revealed that it could not do what we really wanted it to do. S3 Trio 64 video. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that not in a virtualization solution. Although I've probably said that multiple times. There's the Intel chipset. There's an SMC chip back there. It probably comprises the Ethernet. Got a lot of solid capacitors on this board. I'm kind of surprised to see that. They might still be electrolytics. The surface mount electrolytics. I think those kind of use silver cans too, some of them. Then there's the RAM. I think there's 4 chips there that are original, the ones with less chips on them. And then 2 more that are an upgrade. I may decide to upgrade the whole thing. But of course, this probably also needs each bank to match for the Sims. I suppose we could probably find out, but I might do that later on. Of course, this predates a lot of plug-and-play for some things. It is a plug-and-play system because it's PCI and all that, and it's actually got some ISA slots too, but CPU, bus speed, and multiplier were configured through jumpers or dip switches. So that's what that pack of dip switches back there is for, and that was used to set the CPU speed. So, very easy to overclock these. Certainly much easier than the current setup. So, what I'm going to do is I'll put this power supply back. Oh yeah, this, by the way, this is the voltage regulator module for the CPU. And then this right here is a cache module, what they call a coast, cache on a stick. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take out this hard drive and put the original one back. And then we'll power this up, see if I formatted that other drive or not. I don't think I did. And then we'll see where we go from there. Well, this is what happens when we leave our cameras outside. And they happen to be hard drive based cameras, so in the interest of keeping this video going here, this is the drive that was installed. 3.2 gig Fujitsu. It's not that much bigger than what it would have originally come with. I got the new drive installed now. That's such a pain to change drives in this. All those very intricately, neatly wrapped wires and cables. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this around, and we'll power it up and see if that thing's been formatted or not, because again, I don't remember if I've used it in something, or if it's just sat around and done nothing. Slight correction. This is a Quantum Fireball ST, but it happens to be a 3.2 gig drive, so it is the same size as that Fujitsu was. It's not bigger or smaller. Comes on immediately. Fan ramped up. Oh, here we go. F2 again to set up. Beep beep. Entering setup. Pentium 166, fixed as 0 identified, mouse initialized. Copyright 1997. I don't know how much RAM that was. That looks like some weird amount. The battery is still good. I mean, it's not 3:30 in the afternoon, but it's still somewhat good. If you are not running Windows 95, the BIOS setup will offer you some of the Windows 95 features and whatever. Okay, I'll just leave that alone. Sounds like the key click is on. That was something that a lot of computers back in the day had. I could have just looked right there. It says key click on. Sometimes I'm completely oblivious to the obvious. So, parallel port. What operating modes do we get here? How do we change this? F7 or F8? That's weird. Even for a HP. Bidirectional. Oop. I didn't like that. Set it to ECP. I assume that will work. Flexible disk controller. I don't know why the video keeps flashing like that. It shouldn't be. I also don't know why floppy disk A is not found. I'll have to look into that video. I'm going to ignore all that. Whoops. Memory. I don't know why the video's flashing. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think the rest of this is probably set up correctly. So we'll save changes and exit. And I'll have to figure out why that floppy drive is not being seen. Probably because I unplugged the cable by accident. Trying to get this set up. I do like this stylized Vectra logo. I think it looks pretty neat. Well, there's the floppy drive seek, so I don't know why it's saying the floppy drive's not detected. Okay. Let's see what this boots into. Windows 98. Somehow I'm not really surprised. Again, I'm kind of intrigued why the video is flashing. I don't know if that's just Windows being Windows. It's probably just Windows being Windows. Let's see. Does my mouse work? My mouse is working. Okay. I have no idea who that is. There is a password, so we'll just hit cancel because, you know, perfect security under Windows 98. Plug and play monitor. Just a standard monitor. Nothing much to it. Oh, unknown device. Oh, I changed the printer port. So. Duh. Well, somebody configured this their own way. Wow. Give me just a moment here. I'll let the machine catch up to itself. I'll go check on the other camera, but somehow I don't think it's warm enough yet. Okay. So I know where this came from, so I've got a file on the desktop that confirms that. Okay, this has apparently made quite the rounds. It's Windows 98, might even be first edition. It's the original factory build with 96 megabytes of memory is what we've got on this. Go to the device manager here. NEC CD-ROM. Don't really know what speed it is. S3 Trio 64 V2 video. The USB apparently has got a problem. Doesn't see the Ethernet. I'm pretty sure that's more than a 300 bit per second modem. If it even has a modem on it, which I don't think it does. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't see the Ethernet. Does it have Ethernet? I don't think it does. I didn't see an Ethernet port on the back, so... Maybe I was lying when I said that SMC chip was an Ethernet chip. I would have thought that it would be. I don't know what this is. Let's see where it goes. Looks like it's probably something that was used for... some piece of gear. Mechanical engineering gear. I'm not real thrilled that half of this is right off the screen. It's really annoying. There's more to Acrobat than the reader. Robot communications? Yeah, that looks like that's what this was. Some kind of robot, and this would have been used to control it. That's probably long gone at this point. So... the document name or path is not valid. Huh. Well, that's weird. Because it's right there. I wonder if there's some kind of virus going on here as well, just like the other one. It's got WinZip 6 on it. Acrobat 4. WordPerfect Suite 8. And of course, there's the robotics programs, HP stuff, Host Explorer, which performed an illegal operation and will be shut down. Well, that's unfortunate. Could be because whatever it's supposed to connect to is not connected to the computer, so it gets upset. Free AOL and unlimited internet. Of course, it's got Fart Page Express on it. That was one of Microsoft's big things. Looks like it's got Office 2000. Yep, Office 2000. I wonder if they installed the additional design templates. Somehow I doubt it. Nope. Guess it was upgraded from Office 97. Got all the Office 97 templates. So, anyway. Let's see. What's this? That's robot code. It's in the documents folder. Completely empty. Yeah, why am I not surprised? Alright, robot is in C. Not a whole lot of free space left. Of course, storage D. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. WinZip 80. So I'm not sure why. Unzipped. Yeah, it looks like everything is here in the root of the drive. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sure somebody in the comments will know. My downloaded files. Huh. Wonder if this had some file sharing thing on it, in which case it probably does have a virus. Huh. So, certainly some neat stuff. I'll have to do some repairs. My files. Ooh, backup. Which is completely empty. Alright. It could be... Why is Novell running? This doesn't have NetWare on it, does it? Oh, God. Oh. The Explorer has performed an illegal operation and will be shut down. So, yeah. It's all kinds of screwed up. Pretty typical for a Windows 98 install. Now that performed an illegal operation, I don't know what it was, load QM, no idea. Anything in the network neighborhood that I should know about? No. This is Inbox. Microsoft Exchange. I don't know if it's going to do something here. Or if I just did something dumb and it'll show up in 5 minutes. I don't know why this has AW64 stuff installed, because this does not have an AW64 in it. Maybe it did at one point. QuickTime for Windows. There's WinZip 8. So maybe it's got WinZip 8 and WinZip 8 6.3. I agree to that, which I read very carefully. Unregistered. Okay. What's this WinZip 6.3 thing here for? Is this a different version, or... No, it just opens up WinZip 8, so clearly that was upgraded as well. So, anyway, this thing is probably going to get a Windows 98 reload, and then I might do something interesting with it, like say run BOS or something else. Maybe it'll run GeoWorks. I don't know. Something other than Windows. I haven't decided yet. But in all likelihood, it'll just probably end up being, at its base, a Windows 95 machine. Because I hate Windows 98. It's such a ridiculously useless operating system. So let's see. I saw something there a second ago. Hewlett-Packard recommended sites. I don't think any of those exist anymore. Corel macros. Personal files. Channels would have been for the dumb channel bar that used to be on the desktop. Windows 98. I'm glad that's gone. But yeah, I think we're done here. So, as far as this is concerned, thank you for watching. And if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them down below. See if this has the ACPI turned on. Yes, it does.